Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
That's right, and it's hashtag Manifestation Monday. We are celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, knowing freedom is our birthright. Claim it today. We come together to know the truth, live on principle, and have some fun with some coffee in La La Land.
Yes, I love it. Manifestation Monday.
That's right.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to welcome to the show our very special guest this morning. Good morning. I'm back in the studio.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning. We're so excited to have you here today on Manifestation Monday, Motivation Monday. You do you with the Mondays.
That's right. MLK Monday.
MLK Monday. I'm wondering, how do you start your Monday? What's your morning routine like, Bobby?
So my morning routine is pretty interesting. I get up in the morning, I jump right in my golf cart, I go down to the beach and dive right into the Caribbean Ocean.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm joining. Let's go. That's the best Monday morning routine I've heard on the show.
Yeah, right?
Golf cart, beach. You definitely don't live in Los Angeles, do you, Bobby?
Yeah, that's true. I live in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. It's had a rough time, but we're coming back strong.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Melissa Rizzo is in the house. Good morning, Melissa.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're so excited to have you, gorgeous. Congratulations on the launch of Mr. Tell us a little bit about the product in front of us.
Thanks. So last year I launched a men's hair pomade, and it's actually good for you. It has keratin in it, and it smells amazing like men's cologne. So I just wanted something that is just easy to use. It's for all hair types, and it smells good and it's good for you. So, and then this year I just launched a men's shampoo and conditioner called Mr. Mint, and the conditioner you can also use as a shaving cream. Not that you're going to shave that beard anytime soon, but yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Well, and it's good for your hair. Most men worry about losing, their hair, thinning out. So the peppermint and the tea tree oil is really good for the sebaceous gland, which helps stimulate the scalp, add blood flow, and it helps your hair grow and prevents it from falling out.
Oh,
so,
not only is she gorgeous, but she is a wildly successful actress, model, and entrepreneur.
Wow.
And a good picture.
There you have it. Melissa, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
my morning routine is I need coffee as soon as I wake up. If not, I am so grouchy. And then I go straight to the gym, and I'll be there for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then I will start my day with, my 5 jobs. So it's never ending for me, but that's my typical way I start almost every morning.
Nice.
Wake up grinding. I love it.
Show up and shine. Good morning. We've got Justin Fernandez in the house. Good morning, Justin.
Hi, how you doing?
We're better now that you're here. Love the song at the top of the show.
Yes.
Thank you. Congratulations. You've got some massive hits out there right now.
Thank you.
Millions of views. So how does a star like you start their day?
Oh man, honestly, it kind of varies per day. Every day I wake up, I have like a little whiteboard. I write all of my goals. I try to figure out, what am I trying to accomplish today that's gonna help me for the future. So get up out of bed, my bed's comfy too, but I get up, write on my little whiteboard, and I just get to it right from there.
A true entrepreneur, then get excited about a whiteboard.
I was just going to say.
Just saying. There's nothing more exciting.
Right? Thank you.
Oh, I love that. Dr. Amy Harwick is in the house. Good morning, Dr. Amy.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So she is a licensed marriage family therapist and sex therapist.
Oh.
Yes.
We're gonna get spicy this Monday.
Let's do it.
I'm ready for the spice.
So how do you start your day, Dr. Amy? What's your
Well, this was a lot to follow up. I mean, like 1-hour workouts, that's so ambitious, and the ocean, and mindful whiteboard journaling. I usually wake up and my cat is sleeping on my head. But actually that is a really positive start to my day because I'm all about the way pets affect mental health. So like cuddle my cat for a little bit. I do start with coffee as well. I think that's a good start. So I do have like a caffeine dependence, but I'm okay with it. But then I take like a really mindful shower once in a while. If I'm being good, I'll meditate for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I usually start my day seeing patients at about like 9 or 10 in the morning. So kind of just start the day slow and positive and be mindful and then get going. But definitely always coffee.
Wow. This is how you know Dr. Amy's a real therapist. She was like actively listening to everything everybody said and like reflected it back and validated. Like,
Yeah, I didn't even realize I did that. I'm never off. I'm never off. Yeah.
Takes you 5 seconds to recognize a real therapist.
Hilarious.
Well, thank you all so much for being here with us today. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Right. So how about that total lunar eclipse?
Wow, I totally missed it.
Blood. Okay. First of all, I didn't know it was going to be an eclipse.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go down to Malibu with some friends to a full moon ceremony, and I couldn't go because I wasn't feeling well. And then I hear all these people kind of shouting outside late last night. I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, I bet that's probably like the full moon, so I should probably go out and like just see it for a moment.
Yeah.
No, it was like total eclipse. It was so gorgeous, right?
It was a super moon, a blood wolf moon, and it was incredible. I went up to the rooftop of the building with a couple friends, and we all just like stood in awe, set our intentions, and supposedly this is the first time this has happened in a long time, and it's not going to happen like this for another 15 years. But this is a great time for all of us to add a little sparkle to our lives, so take a little risk, and we're really going to reap the rewards.
Wow,
Right.
love that.
I think it's interesting when I was looking at it and I was like, how profound is this? I thought it was such a great symbology of what happens in the mind, in that we always have this high consciousness, the sun, but sometimes it is, we have the shadow of ourself, of the earth where we're at, on, what's reflecting back to us. And I just thought it was such a great symbology, knowing that we have that dark side, but there's always the light that's coming through. So
That's interesting. I love the metaphor.
Yeah,
Right?
why not?
Yeah.
The shadow
All
side.
the teachers talk about that too, right?
Right.
Talk about sort of recognizing yourself as the sky, and your thoughts is just a brainstorm in the sky and letting it all pass. So
Right.
I love the metaphors.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta love them. Why
Apparently
not?
mine are blood red right now. There's a lot of fiery heat coming in. I spent a lot of my time this weekend having a self-care weekend and reading Put Your Best Face Forward. Dr. Sandra Lee,
we love you.
aka Dr. Pimple Popper, has released her book. She's got season 2 on TLC of her show coming out soon. It's the ultimate guide to skincare from acne to anti-aging. So then, of course, I sought out some of my favorite products. Peace Out Skincare. They've got Peace Out Pores, Peace Out Acne Spots, and Peace Out for Puffy Eyes now.
Wow,
Dude, she's
love
like
it,
a
Jess.
huge, billions and billions of views.
Dude,
Huge
Dr. Lee.
celebrity.
It's incredible.
And she is probably one of the coolest
Yeah.
down-to-earth chicks you'll ever
She
meet.
clearly doesn't sleep. How does she do all this? It's mind blowing.
Or she does it with Kate Morgan, Publicity. That's how she does it.
And she co-hosted an episode of Good Morning LALALAND this past September. You can listen to her interview, available as a podcast on iTunes.
For sure.
Fantastic.
And she has a show now also.
She does
her
have
own
a show. I spent most of the weekend working, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I did a lot of self-care, but also working, just re-upped with OmStars. I think we talked about OmStars once. It's Kina McGregor's like online yoga platform.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I do a lot
yeah.
of happiness
Oh, yeah.
courses through that. And
We've been chatting on Instagram.
yes,
Yeah.
every now and then,
Uh-huh.
exactly. And then I did a podcast for Becoming Known, and I'm doing one for Dream Mason. So just trying to spread the happiness and the love, right?
Nice, right? Got to do it.
Yeah.
I just hung out. I worked up every once in a while I go with girlfriends went to a Sunset Tower and worked by the pool. That's my kind of work. Because if I'm not on conference calls, teaching on Zoom,
Yeah.
sometimes I try and get out of the office. So
That's
it's a
right.
great way to,
You're not signing contracts or writing checks.
yeah, gotta hang
gotta
by
enjoy
a
the
nice
sunshine.
pool.
That's right, exactly.
Well, hopefully you booked your spot, because FocusBeautyEvents.com is live, and we are taking reservations for my next beauty event on February 2nd.
Right.
Fantastic.
We have our second Soul Society event at Lapeer Hotel. February 5th is going to be an evening of sisterhood love. We're celebrating love, knowing that you are the one you've been waiting for.
There you go. I love it.
Man,
That's right.
Yep, until you find self-love ain't going to happen out there.
Yeah, self-love is everything, right?
Right.
It's everything.
Yeah. So today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and just want to acknowledge his amazing work on this planet, and also just recognizing all of us, knowing that peace always begins and freedom always begins within, right? So.
Oh my gosh,
woo,
absolutely.
Gotta do your
I
work.
watched a speech that he gave to a high school in Philadelphia, like in 1967, and it was interesting. It was the title of the speech was "What's Your Life's Blueprint?" And it was so fantastic. But it reminded me of one of his favorite quotes, and I know that you've got a couple favorite quotes of your own, Jess. But it's darkness can't drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate can't drive out hate, only love can do that. So love that. Just want to remind everyone of that today, especially myself.
true.
All about the love and the
So
peace.
true.
Absolutely. INC.com put a list of 31 of his most inspirational quotes, because he had a dream, and so do you. So please seek out this list if you are looking for inspiration like I am on this Monday Vibes kind of day. And one of my favorite MLK quotes is this, and it was number 1 on the list. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase.
Powerful, right? It's powerful.
So powerful, especially with that super blood red wolf moon. I'm like, where is my staircase? Where is this going? It's all about just having that faith.
Right, so true. So he was, he actually became a preacher. He got his doctorate in theology, kind of like the guy, you know, doctor. Basically, you know, he took on his father. I didn't know that he took on his name as a teenager because he really loved his father, who was a preacher, and just really decided to take the ministerial path. So, yep, he definitely had ministry, that's for sure.
It's so incredible because in addition to obviously, you know, just his character and his incredibly inspiring, you know, approach to living life in general, he had this incredible eloquence, right? This way of speaking.
Amazing.
That was so.
That only a Baptist could do, right?
Exactly.
I love those Baptists.
It's so true. They hypnotize you. Absolutely. Right? I love that about him.
Start channeling and just spoken word, and you're just like,
totally.
I want to preach, just preach more. I want to hear it, right? But anyway, so I just thought I'd come up with like 3 things for you. If you're looking to find inner peace, what do? Number 1, seek and you shall find. I don't think there's any one right path. There's your right path. Number 2 is do your inner work, and you know, there's all kinds of therapy or spiritual inner work or whatever. Meditation is inner work. And number 3 is trust the process.
Yes.
That's where that faith part I mentioned comes in.
So there you go.
Love to have instant results, right? Everything these days, everybody wants instantaneous results. And that being said, I have discovered that you can experience peace just to the extent that you quiet your mind, right? And it's something we do all the time without knowing that we're doing it. So if you put a little practice in, you'd be surprised at how good you can get at it.
I love it. So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our guests today about what they're manifesting in their life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you for tuning in to the Model Mama Show. I'm your host, Tara Tenner, and Shelton, we are signing off. Thanks, bye.
Beautiful.
I'm so glad to have you. Thank you.
I feel so lucky. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers. Here's to a good Friday night. Thanks, Michelle, and I will see you again next time.
And thank you, everyone, for joining in. This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit, and I'm Dr. Kate.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys live your best life. Peace out. Peace out.
And thank you for watching the LA Home Show, where we discuss all things real estate, interior design, and much, much more.
We'll see you next time. You're watching Passion to Paycheck on the Focus TV network.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
So I'm your host, Serena Poon, and thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
And if you want to binge watch these videos, they will be on Focus TV network. Check that out. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I greatly appreciate your service.
It was an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker, and I will see you next time. It's been such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you.
Erin Ziering, Millennial Moms, the best blogger parent out there.
Thank you.
Aww. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right, thanks, guys, for watching. You're watching The Ren Wood Show on Focus TV Network. We'll see you next time. Until next time, guys, on Focus TV Network, sipping that tea where we sip
Yes,
that tea,
and our guest spiller. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time on Moms Matter.
Thank you for listening, and DM us, follow us on social media.
Charo, baby! Coochie, 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 coo.
I appreciate your time today. Casey Montoya, you are a woman warrior.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It's so sweet.
Thank you to the Focus TV studios for another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. We are Good Morning LALALAND, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these amazing, amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning LALALAND.
Well, thank you so much for watching and for listening to Celeb CEOs with Rachel McCord. This is Erin Kerman, and we've got Jax, and tell me her name one more time. Lucy in the studio making lots of fun noises. Mwah, we love you. Tune in next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
Welcome back to Good Morning LALALAND. On this Manifestation Monday, we have seen so many amazing people that do so much in their life, and this woman is one of those. Melissa Riso she is the founder of Mr. She's an actress, a cosmetologist, and a model, and gorgeous. How are you, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
How are you awake? It's incredible.
I had coffee, so it's kicked in. I'm good.
All those hats you wear.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, so many people in LA wear a lot of hats, and I think it's so admirable. Not only are you pursuing your passion for acting and film and television, but you're also building a business, and that's really hard to do even if you're not doing 8 other things. So tell us about your journey into creating this line.
Well, I've been doing hair since 2005, and I actually specialized in men's hair. And I also been doing acting and modeling since 2008. So I thought, why not put the 2 careers together? Because I can't model forever. So what's my backup plan? What's my long-term goals in life when I can't model anymore? Because I'm going to start getting wrinkles and all that.
Wait. Just to play devil's out, I have to interject here. Sorry, I don't want to, but yes, you can, first of all. If you choose not to, let's just get that straight. Ageism here, people. We're changing the spectrum of the model industry as we speak. That's true. Right? Okay, go ahead, sorry.
So I decided to put the 2 careers together, launch a men's hair product line. And a lot of people ask me, why a men's line? Why not a women's product line? It doesn't make sense. Like, if I have a huge fan base that are all men and I specialize in men's hair, I should do a men's product line.
Yes. Love it.
So I did.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, because I think that what people bond and connect through is kind of knowing what it is that you had to overcome to develop the inner mindset and the skill set so that you could be doing all this, because this is a lot. You have a huge following. You do a lot, but we want to know what was it that you had to overcome to come to this destiny?
You know, the big thing is not being afraid and taking risks. I feel like a lot of people, they'll get so discouraged because they'll say, there's so many lines out there, mine's gonna get lost, in the shelves or just in the internet, with all the brands of skincare, hair care, clothing, and you can't let that stop you, because if you believe in your product, you believe that this is something that is beneficial for people. The ingredients can be things that no other companies have. Like, don't let anything stop you. You have to just try everything once, and if you fail, it's okay. Just learn from that experience and just keep going. So with me, I never went to school for business. I don't have a college degree. I have a cosmetology license. So I was afraid of starting my own business where I wasn't really educated in anything with numbers and marketing. I had to learn everything myself. So thank God for Google.
What have you learned about yourself, though, in becoming the businesswoman that you are?
I learned a lot that I like to be in control. I like wearing, like you guys said, all the hats. Like I like doing my own marketing and design and directing. I recently did a commercial yesterday for the 2 new products I launched, the shampoo and conditioner. And I liked being the actress and the director and the writer. And
but were you always that way? Because like for me, it took me a lot of healing to be able to even do it. I wouldn't have been able to do it earlier. How do you be able to develop yourself? I mean, was it inner work also? How did you?
Yeah, it's just being more positive and believing in yourself.
Got it.
You know, you can go through things in life that can completely bring you down and make you feel like, you know, because you don't have that college education, stuff like that, that you can't do it, where you can. A lot of entrepreneurs don't even have a, you know, college education. So you can't let things like that stop you. If you really have a passion for it, do it.
Love it.
It's so profound, and you know, we have lots of entrepreneurs on the show, and none of them quite like you. And you know, what's interesting is 2 things that you highlighted there. One is a theme that we hear consistently is that entrepreneurs tend to either love or are willing to do all of it in the beginning, right? And the other thing about it is that I think a lot of them don't have traditional educations, and so they think outside the box.
Yeah.
Have you discovered that with yourself, that you're able to think outside of the box in ways that...
I had to be extremely creative.
Really?
Yeah, you have to be, because, I mean, if not, by the time, you know, I could take like online classes and stuff like that, but I want to get it done now. I want to launch this product now and have my own line, and in 5 years have like, you know, everything for men, the cologne, the, you know, face and skincare and everything. So I don't want to waste time. I want to do it now and learn as I grow.
I love that.
So smart.
What's the hardest thing about building this business so far?
Marketing. You constantly need to be creative.
I have a hard time believing that. If you haven't looked at her Instagram, she's got over 800,000 followers. That is a massive audience. Massive. And you're wildly sexy. So I think anytime any man sees you holding a bottle of Mister, it's sold. It's got to be sold.
Well, I mean, I think that my fans over the years they're so supportive and loyal. Like, I absolutely love them. So to me, this is a passion piece. You know, you know, a lot of them, they'll like send me DMs with the product, and it makes me so happy. It makes me want to keep doing this, because I feel like I'm, you know, leaving an impression on them that they can use every day.
But this is smart marketing, because you know, we've looked at and we've talked to a lot of marketers, and what will happen is, and obviously I would imagine you have a lot more male than female, because you're so beautiful, and so it would make sense if you were now, you know, selling a woman's shampoo, it might not really line up with your audience. So this is genius marketing for who you knew who your audience was, you knew the conversation you were in, and then you came up with a product that aligned with that. So that's great marketing.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
And I also, like, people ask why Mr. Well, it's also my initials, Melissa Riso.
Ba-bam.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Seriously, Erin always says your destiny is in your name.
There you
go. Really
there you go.
in your favor.
And I was like, is this too much ego? You know, Mr. by Melissa Riso. But
I like it. So tell people where they can find Mr., where they can follow you.
So you can get this on my website, mrbymelissariso.com. You can get it even through my Facebook page. You could just buy it off there. On Amazon, and I just put it in a salon called Juan Salon in Beverly Hills. So yeah, that's my first salon.
Right.
Congratulations!
They're awesome. So
well, Mr., check it out. You know the one for yourself. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jessica Seppel. No, I'm not going to go hi. And I just had the most fabulous interview with your darling Alyssa Goodman. So excited to see the interview. The last part wasn't good. Create balance when it comes to a healthy life. Don't forget to watch it. No. So don't forget to check it out on Focus TV here in West Hollywood.
All right.
He hates it. Check it out on Focus TV.
Like it?
Can you cut it and make it better?
Oh.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining,
Let me do it one more time.
We're gonna
Didn't
do
work.
it one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again?
If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. You Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
Single issue. Single issue. Single issue.
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret. We're done!
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome to the show Justin Bernardez. He has got over 20 million views and 2 really hot singles. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you guys?
Fantastic, man.
Fantastic.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations. Let's talk about your journey to becoming the R&B pop artist that you are today. LA, born and raised. Tell us about it.
Well, let's see. I started doing music when I was in about maybe like 3rd grade. I was in like band at my middle school,
Oh, awesome.
and I loved it. And ever since that, it really just continued. And you know, before I was a solo artist, I was actually in a group, and I was able to tour the world and really network and meet a lot of amazing people. And you know, at a point in a group, you still need to evolve. And so I left the group, and I've been making my own music, and like you guys said, it's doing great, and I'm really grateful.
Wow.
Really grateful.
What do you think it is about your music that resonates with people most deeply?
I think it might be the topics that I talk about. I think because I'm just being myself, and you know, sometimes in the music industry it becomes about what's trendy, or maybe you know, you say certain things to build an audience, but I feel like I'm just very organic. I'm just me, and I want to spread my message to everybody that's willing to listen.
So what is that message? What would you say if someone's coming and they're, you know, in the conversation of your lyrics and what your message is? What is that?
I think it's just to be yourself. And I know a lot of people say that, but I feel like you really need to implement that in your everyday life. And I feel like, you know, whatever you believe, just stick to it. And eventually people will listen. If you have something valuable to offer, I think people are always willing to listen.
So true.
Just be yourself, be organic.
Yeah.
You don't have to impress anyone, just...
We talk a lot about that, about living your truth, and you know, all of us kind of resonate, and everyone has a unique truth, you know.
Absolutely.
And we look at what is that in your career, what is that in your relationships, what is that in your health, and you know, what works for one person sleeping is going to be totally different for another person.
Oh, yeah.
So in a band, that's really challenging, and so. There's benefits of being a band though, because there's a lot of synergy, there's some amazing
Definitely.
things. So what would you say being a solo artist versus that? How's that work for you?
I think being a solo artist, what I really enjoy is the creative control, not necessarily having to go through 5 or 6 people to agree on the same thing. So I really like the creative control. I like writing the music that I'm feeling in that moment. You know, sometimes if you're in a group, you all have to agree on a certain topic and you know, make sure everyone's on the same page. But being a solo artist, I'm just able to write how I'm feeling in that moment, put out the song, and just keep excelling forward.
What artists have really inspired you?
Honestly, not a lot, but I grew up listening to Michael Jackson. I think his voice is phenomenal. Other than that, I don't really think anybody else.
Yeah. So the industry we know, and I have a lot of friends that are in the music industry, and it used to be very different. You know, albums used to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Totally different since, you know, iTunes and Spotify and all that. Now a lot of it is in touring.
Definitely.
So how do you see monetization, and how does that look for you? You know, we're going through this whole thing with social media. How do you take them onto another track? Some artists are taking it into events. What does that look like for you?
Definitely think streaming has definitely become just a staple as far as monetization. It's crazy, like you said, albums aren't really selling the way they were, but thankfully, you know, because Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal, and all of these other platforms, artists are really able to capitalize on their income and finally, you know, start kind of recouping everything. I'm really grateful I've been able to get on several major Spotify playlists, including New Music Friday for both of my singles now, so that has definitely helped. But I would just say streaming just seems to be taking over. Touring as well, I think merchandise, very important. So I have a clothing line that I've merged with my also like artist merchandise, and that's definitely been helping me like keep, you know, a nice stable income as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that ice around your neck, man. It's like, you're doing all right now.
How would you describe your style in both fashion and music?
Ooh, that's a great question. I've never been asked that. Okay. As far as music goes, like you guys said, I think like R&B and pop, I grew up, I mean, a lot of people, like, I love One Direction, I love Justin Bieber, I love all of that, but at the same time, if I'm on stage, like, I like turning up, I like getting the crowd hype, I like jumping, I'll be sore the next day, but it's worth it. As far as fashion, that's a great question. I don't really know. I think I'll see a picture on Instagram maybe, and I'm like, that's a cool look. Like, I like that. Like, I'm wearing the turtleneck 'cause it's kind of nice, but then the distressed jacket. So it really just varies. It depends on.
I'm inspired. If tomorrow I come in with turtleneck and a jean jacket,
I can see you pulling that off.
I know, right?
Yeah, totally.
Maybe we could swap some closets.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
what would you say you're at your creative best?
That's a great question as well. I think all times of the day, there's never really a moment where it goes lower. I think it's really important to keep the threshold high and keep just working hard. There was a quote in a book I recently read. It was, don't decrease your goals, only increase your efforts. So I always try to stay up here as far as creativity and just do the best I can at all times.
Love it.
Nice. You got to bottle that, man. A lot of people can use that all day creativity in a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So where can we listen to your music besides online? What's the next place that we can hear you playing?
Well, there's a new song coming out today. I was waiting to guys show.
Oh, really?
It comes out today. It's called Baila. I sing in Spanish, a little bilingual in there.
Cool.
But yeah, if you guys want to hear it, YouTube, Apple Music, and all of those. Quick question, can I shout out some people really quick?
Of course.
I have my dad in the other room. My dad's my best friend. So I want to shout out my dad.
We love your dad.
My family, all of the fans, you guys are absolutely amazing. Shout out to Patricia's Hair Trends in Upland. She does great hair. My barber, Cliné. Of course, you guys are absolutely amazing. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
If you guys want to follow me, my Instagram is @JustinBernardez_. You can find me on Facebook as well, but Instagram is my main platform. And like I said, I'm really grateful for you guys, and thank you for the opportunity.
Grateful for you.
So if you're looking to find your authentic voice, follow this young gentleman, artist himself. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And if you're looking to manifest your mojo this week, you might want to speak to this woman, Dr. Amy Harwick, she's a licensed marriage and therapy family therapist, but she's really a sex therapist, not gonna lie. So how are you?
I'm good, thanks for having me today.
So take us to understand, what does it mean to be a sex therapist?
So that's an interesting concept and question, just because a lot of people don't know what it means. So I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and after that I went to school and got an additional degree in sexuality. Most people don't know that in a program for therapists, a master's program or even a PhD or a PsyD program, there's usually like 1 unit of sexuality education, and all the other classes are 3 units. So it's a third of anything else you're getting educated on. And in the class I took, pretty much they were like, write a paper on whatever you want about sexuality. And then the teacher wrote, the professor wrote, you should really teach this class. And I'm like, I will. So I'm actually in talks to do exactly that soon.
So interesting.
So it's so minor, like the amount of education. So if you go to a therapist and they haven't sought out additional education or experience in that topic, they really don't know much about sex.
So if someone's going, I think there's kind of like 2 parts to this, right? So there's somebody who might come to a therapist that needs maybe, that would say they have issues, if you will, and they're trying to overcome maybe some trauma or blocks or whatever it is. And then there's the other side of sexuality where someone's trying to maybe become more conscious and experience a whole new level of sexuality. So I'm imagining that you primarily work with people who are coming to
Well, you just
solve
described
that issue.
like my whole job.
So let's rewind then. Who are your typical patients? Are they people in relationships? Are they singles? And what are you treating them for?
Yeah, so as a licensed marriage and family therapist, I see all kinds of different things. So I just don't talk about sex all day, which some people think I do, but people either come to me because there's a sexuality related thing, or because, you know, anxiety, depression, change of life stuff, breakups, moves, things like that. But then when a person that comes in not for a non-sexuality related thing and they realize, oh, you wrote this book and I've seen you on this TV show, or I've looked you up and realized that you write a lot about sexuality, you know, I actually have never told anybody, but, and then I get the disclosure like, I'm a virgin and I'm 30 years old, or I've had this sexual trauma, or I have this kink or fetish that I feel shamed about. So they'll open up to me about those things. So typically a lot of my clients, I think people think because it says marriage and family therapist, which is really just an umbrella license term that means that I can work with couples, married couples, kids, family, individuals. But really I work mostly with individuals and some couples. Most of my clients are generally younger. I think being in LA, there's just a lot of younger people in West Hollywood where I practice. Most of my clients, I would say 20 to 35. I work with a lot of women and on dating and
So can you
dating
tell us like kind of what are kind of their men for?
Well, a lot of depression, anxiety, but also some trauma. So like you said, there's like these 2 pools of experiences that I work with a lot. The trauma, problematic, I have an issue, or I have this thing I want to work on accepting myself for, or you know, growth related things. So sometimes I work with people that have a kink or fetish, and a lot of times it's just about how do I make that work with my life? How do I become more accepting with it, or not violate people by not being honest with them about the things that I'm interested in or the things that I do. I work with sex workers, so people that maybe were previously sex workers, and in this town, you know, the adult industry is huge, so the people that do or have done some type of work in that industry, it's a very big group of people. And there's a lot of issues that come from that industry, but also a lot of just self-acceptance, and work with people that maybe don't have a problem that they did porn in the past, but they want to move forward in their life, and how do they do that authentically and with a positive view of themselves.
When did you discover you had this passion and this purpose?
From a really young age. So I was always really involved with feminist studies as an adolescent. Like I would walk around with like true crime because I was always interested in human behavior, like the dark side of human behavior, and then also feminist and sexuality books. So I was, you know, talking a lot about Gloria Steinem and you know, a lot of the 90s feminist riot girl literature at the same time, and zines, very big in the 90s. And then also I was really interested in the serial killer stuff and all the macabre things. So that combination of just study of human behavior from a very young age kind of led more to how can I use that to help people and do something interesting and feel of purpose in the world, and this is something that's really fulfilling to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know it's a really tough question, but if you were to distill down some of the lessons that you've learned and that you now maybe teach to folks, how would you distill those things down? I think of things like self-love and self-forgiveness, but for you, what would you say those top lessons have been?
I think top lessons for me personally, like in both my personal and professional life, and especially living in the city that is very different from living other places, the concept of happiness, I think we can really prevent ourselves from being truly happy when there's a sense of entitlement, or our perception of what we deserve is higher than or different than the life we live. So if we are expecting a different life than the one that we have, we're never going to be happy. So it's about accepting and changing perception and being very aware of privilege and entitlement. Yeah.
It's all the same. It's interesting. It's all the same work. It doesn't matter what the title is. Truth is truth. Inner work is inner work. And so it's so fascinating. But thank you so much for all your work that you do. I'm sure it's sex is an important part of our lives.
Well, sexuality is part of everything that we do. So it's not just sex, because sex itself, like penetrative intercourse, is an act. Right, it's a behavior that we do, but all the things around it, of how we see the world and how we sexualize things, or how our sexuality or sexual identity affects how we take in and give information, that's a huge part of the world. So it's so important to be aware of it.
One quick question. Does your job and your role as a sex therapist and as a traditional therapist affect your dating relationship life?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, as a therapist, first of all, if I go on a date, it's like doing an intake with them, like, so where are you from? What's your background? What kind of traumas have you experienced? How have you worked on these things? So it's already like being a therapist impacts those things. But then being a sex therapist, and it's interesting that, you know, and I can say this because I typically date men, so when I've had men in front of me and I've talked about sexuality in an academic or conceptual, philosophical way, you know, I study sexuality, this is what I do with clients, this is what I talk about, that can become sexualized. So they might assume that I'm hypersexual, or that I want to do certain things, and that's just really not the case. That's separate from what I do, because we don't think about that with other jobs. Just because you guys talk on TV doesn't mean that when you go on a date or when you're sexual with somebody, you're going to want to interview them. And,
it's true.
And talk, maybe you do. But, so I think the misconception about sexualizing sexuality, you don't always have to sexualize a sexual topic. You can discuss it as with any other topic. So I think on dating situations and things like that, I think there's misconceptions about what that means. So it's really important to remember, you know, not to sexualize everything all the time. I actually had a conversation with a group of friends this past week, and there was one guy at the table, and I said, you know, it's really unfortunate when we talk about these sexual topics that we sexualize them and you get turned on by them, but I'm just talking about it as a topic, not about my experience or my desires, just about culture, a cultural experience. And of course, the one guy at the table wrote me a direct message afterwards and was like, hey, let's hang out soon. Oh my gosh, like you were aroused or interested in what I was saying, and you thought that was a green light for us to get together, and it's not happening. So
so interesting. Well, tell people where they can find you.
So you can find me Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Dr. Amy Harwick. It's Dr. A-M-I-E, that's how you spell my name, Harwick. My website is really just like an online business card, so not very exciting. But yeah, mostly Instagram. I share a lot of mental health tips and things like that. I'm in private practice here in West Hollywood, and then I'm the author of the New Sex Bible for Women, which is a great, just all-encompassing general book about women's sexuality and kind of where to explore and where to go from there.
And the book is available on Amazon, I checked.
Amazon and all the major bookstores. Yeah, it's the New Sex Bible, but it is not a Bible, so don't look in the Bible section, look in the sexuality section. Sometimes I see people put that there as a joke.
And if it doesn't work, you can go to the Bible section.
Right.
Just kidding. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
LaLa Cruz, television personality, best-selling author, and founder of Passion to Paycheck, and this is my life. I grew up in a really small town called Los Banos, California, then San Diego State for college. So I started working inside of fashion and television and made my leap to Los Angeles. From there, I wrote a best-selling book called Passionistas, Tips, Tales, and Tweetables from Women Pursuing Their Dreams. Also met the love of my life, who proposed publicly. ABC, The Knot, and Pop Sugar picked it up. Thank you, baby. That all led to the conference Passion to Paycheck, which is now a talk show here on the Focus TV network. My purpose here with Passion to Paycheck is to bring transparent, vulnerable conversation not only to your TV screens and your digital platforms, but to society as a whole. And this is my life.
I'm Ross Matthews, television personality, and this is my life. I grew up in a little teeny tiny little farm town called Mount Vernon, Washington, which was difficult because I'm like a gay cartoon version of a person. But I always loved showbiz and Hollywood. And so 30 seconds after I graduated high school, I got in my car and I drove to Hollywood. And then I got an internship on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and they put me on the air. And I've been making it work now on TV for almost 20 years. Can you believe that? I've interviewed everybody from Meryl Streep to Michelle Obama and Donald Trump. It's a dream life and I'm grateful every single day. Let's see if I can fool them for 20 more. This is my life.
Welcome back to Manifestation Monday. If you are delivering some marketing and getting your mojo on, we have all kinds of conversations going on today, which is marketing, which is Bobby Stocks. He's an expert marketer, master marketer. You help people, basically entrepreneurs, scale their business, helping them master their marketing. Tell us a little bit about what that means exactly.
So I've been, had my own journey with entrepreneurship, and this like innate fire in me since I was little. To build a business and help other people with that. And I always remember my first experience with that was building my lemonade stand as a little kid. And then...
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah, yeah. I hired a staff and we had a stop sign and, as little kids we'd jump in front of the cars. And then I, got that going and started other ones. So it's always kind of been there. And through my own journey of building my own business, and I've had a couple businesses, I really realized that what really lit me up was the marketing aspect of it, the strategy aspect of it. So today, not only do we do that for other businesses, anything from local to national brands, but we also help other people who have that same, fire inside go from zero to, what they want as a dream.
I love how spot on his marketing is. Let's just be frank here. Your website is literally smoking. So he talks about, smoking sales and what lights me up. And even in your conversation, you're spot on brand. Right?
So what marketing is working? Like, what do you find is the #1 tool?
So, they say content is king, right? And right now, especially in 2019, moving on, video is huge. And I would say, we have my video guys here. We're going around for 6 weeks in 22 cities. But video, it's a heartfelt market right now, right? And the only way people can really feel your energy is through video. It can't be copied. It can't be duplicated. It's really it's an asset. It's a gigantic wall that you can build around your business, no matter what the economy does or anything like that. And I'm a true believer that if you put your best foot forward, if you put your content forward, if you really put your energy forward, that the economy or anything that it's always turbulent times that you cannot be affected by that. And that's what I've seen happen in my business. So we really help people not only take their content, their videos, but put a lot of paid advertising behind it. Because everybody has this ability to, really get their message out and make a lot of money, but you need to get in front of the flow. I call it the money lane. And there's billions of people on this earth. So I really help people realize that they can take that message and they can expand it and expand their income at the same time.
So it's almost like you're not just a marketer, you're like a producer. Like marketing has changed so much. It's not like old school, like let's place this ad in this one magazine and go. It's like you have to be a director, a producer. You've got to see the vision. Like it's a whole different ball of wax these days.
Yeah, you have so many competitors in the marketplace and Me Too businesses that it's very important to understand your position, who you're speaking to, and really go vulnerable with it. And I think that we, over the last 5-10 years, we've really seen the evolution away from marketing in a sense of being so broad market, not to offend anybody, or we all have fears of how am I going to come across. And now it's really gone into a marketplace where people want to connect at a deeper level. And there's so many people that we can market the way that we want and put lots of advertising dollars behind it and actually have it more profitable than going in a broad way.
What do you do if you don't have a lot of advertising dollars to put behind your original authentic content? All you have is the heart and you can't pay to play.
Right. So, so it's actually kind of my journey into starting a marketing agency and being a marketer. I had a construction company. So I was in the restaurant business for 15 years. It was all I ever did. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a college degree. All I knew how to do was cook. And I knew that I wanted to start a business, right? So in 2012, I quit that job. And I had no idea what I was going to do. And I bought, I was feeling really depressed. I was having a hard time getting a job, and I bought a blue-nosed pit bull. It was a puppy. Never had a dog before.
They're the cutest.
Yeah. And my wife's like, you get a first dog, you buy a pit bull, and it needs exercise. And I ended up building a fence for the dog, and I started a fencing business. So I had no money, basically. And we built that business up, to the point where I had multiple trucks, crews, a warehouse, and this was before this is how I learned marketing. So I started that business with no money, and there's just so many ways of, posting proof shots. I would say if you're a small business owner, you don't have a lot of money for marketing, between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Craigslist, just posting pictures and evidence and proof that you're doing business, right?
Very true.
Marketing is all about psychology, and there's something that people refer to as the lizard brain. And the lizard brain is our subprimal, reaction to safety or, what should I choose so that I don't die? I don't.
The primitive desires.
Yeah. And we stay protected with the tribe and the cave. So when you show the marketplace that you're very busy, that you have a lot of proof what you're doing, instantly you're a better decision than a competitor who doesn't show that. So we really built that business up from nothing by just showing lots of proof, taking lots of selfie videos, while we were doing it. Now, transition into me starting my marketing agency, I did the same thing. I showed lots of proof. I had a few clients. I showed the proof of the results I was getting. I posted on Facebook. I stayed active every single day, lots of pictures, lots of posts, to the point where I was like, man, I feel like I'm bragging. I had to get uncomfortable. I had to step out of myself. And we've just taken off to, this year we could do 8 figures, and that's over a number of years with a team of 25 different people. And it all started with no money, but just willingness to put your skills out there and just keep doing it every day.
You bring up such a great point, because I think it's something that a lot of artists particularly, but entrepreneurs struggle with, which is finding that balance and that sweet spot between self-promotion and self-marketing, and not sounding like they're bragging. How do you do it in an authentic, organic way that connects with people and encourages them to buy from you? Is there any secrets that you would share with us about that?
Yeah, so if we take your posting, 20% should be what I would call hard direct sell, right? A hard direct offer. If you're interested in buying this cool super service that I have, go ahead and comment yes, right? And then you get the engagement. Everything else should be, let's say, another 20% of somewhat business related. So maybe a post that has something to do with your industry or something that's happening in your industry. And then I would say another 20% of your life, right? So again, staying with the lizard brain and proof, everybody likes to see and everybody likes to work with somebody who has upward momentum, right? So upward momentum means that your life is moving forward. So this is like I love steaks and stuff like in the beach. So I make sure I show pictures of the beach and pictures of taking care of my mom and the family, because everybody's living for their desired self, what they see. So show upward momentum, and then I would say the rest of the posting should just be like totally you, when nobody's watching. I talk to my dog, she's like my kid, so I have like baby talk and stuff like that. Stuff that at first glance of me putting that out on social media, I might be like, oh my God, like people are really gonna see me. But that creates the anchor, right? Another anchor of safety for your customer, because they know who you are, right, behind the scenes, and that that'll enable them to make move closer to making a decision of I would rather work with this person than that person.
So, who or what do you really want to be known for, Bobby Stocks?
Ooh, so I actually have a statement. I've done a lot of mindset work and landmark and men's work, and it's really been the biggest difference of getting me to where I am today. And I have like a mission statement, which is to live a fearless life so that others can live a fearless life. And my mentors, it's always there. I choose my mentors because they're doing something that I want to do. And a lot of my thoughts, right? We have like the angel and the devil, and it'll say like, I can't accomplish that. And I get to watch somebody doing that, right? And so my goal is not only my partners that work with me and my clients and my students, is that by me living a fearless life, they can too. And I'll push them to do that. And I'm on a 6-week tour right now, going around through 22 cities, and we're doing interviews and a documentary over my consulting clients that we've taken from that same position. Like tomorrow we're visiting with a young kid, Christian, that I met when I was 17. He was 17 and he wanted to start a marketing agency. He didn't want to have to go to college, and he knew absolutely nothing. And over the last 2 years, we've taken him from that to now he has a 6-figure business. He drives a Tesla. So we're going to get him surfing, and he was going to move to Australia. But we've really helped a lot of other entrepreneurs, just like I felt like when I was in that place of I don't know what to do, scratching pennies, trying to find quarters to pay for gas, accomplish their own dreams in their own way.
So if anyone wants to work with you, how can they find you?
So just bobbystocks.com. We have a ton of different products. I own like 5 different companies, from software to kind of a record label, but for people who have courses. So we go out and we find people that really have a talent, and then I have a massive team that can get it done. So we just finished making $1 million in 6 months with one, and we have another one we're working on, so we have 9 different partners, and we're just going out and we're finding people that have a message to get out there. Nice. So bobbystocks.com, or I'm a little bit older, you can find me on Facebook at Bobby Stocks. I know Facebook's getting like an older demographic. My mom's like constantly.
Not old. If you would have said MySpace, you're old.
Yeah,
Facebook, you're fine.
I love it. Well, I think marketing is so important, and I think people are afraid of sales, but the reality is that it's just, we have to master that.
Yes.
We have to master that, and a lot of the times it's just linking up with somebody that loves doing it. So people need you. If they don't like that, then find a partner or find a mentor or hire someone ever. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we be mousin', M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E, Club Mickey Mouse. Good morning, LALALAND.
Yes, welcome back to Good Morning LALALAND. That was a very quick comeback, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, I wasn't quite ready for it. I'll be honest, but happy MLK Day, happy Manifestation Monday. Today we're talking about making your dreams come true. And so the question I have for each of our guests is, what's the greatest dream or desire that you have for yourself? Who wants to start?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I guess I will, since I have the mic.
Yeah.
I would say having my product in almost every single barbershop and beauty supply store and department store and everyone's bathroom.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Absolutely, love it.
So what comes to me is it's really like paying back everything that my mother and father did for me, because I was a wild kid, and you know, whatever I can do to make them proud and make my father proud, who passed a couple of years ago. He really saw me go through the struggle of building my business, and he did everything he could to help me. So yeah.
Fantastic.
It's really simple. I think it's just to be happy for me. I want everybody in this room and everybody watching this just to be happy and have large amounts of success, and everybody sitting right here is doing amazing, and I just want you guys to continue, and I just want everyone to be happy.
You sure we're not related, cuz?
We might be.
Gosh, that's a really big question, because you could look at that on like a cultural or social level or universal level, but I guess I'm going to take it personal because of time. But I just think being able to do the work that I do, and whatever that means as far as I can get any type of positive messages out there and help the most people, whether that's on an individual level with what I do with therapy, or maybe a bigger level with platforms like this, just getting positive messages out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So much. Thank you all again for being here, for sharing your time and light with us. We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show. You can listen to all these interviews as available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right, we're waking up the world together. Have a great Monday, you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe to these amazing people. Have a great day.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand.